Hello, welcome everyone. We're going to be giving it to like another 2 minutes for other participants to attend, and then we'll get started at 11:33. Okay, so since it's 11:33, I'm going to get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see this? Yeah. Okay. So today, hi everyone. Thank you for attending our Sarcast today. I'm going to be hosting with my peer consultant, Michael, and my name is Kat. Today's Sarcast is called Supplement Your Educational or Education with Certificates in the School of Social Sciences. Okay. And just to let you know, if you have any questions, make sure to drop it down in the chat and we'll get to it at the end of the meeting. So first, we want to talk about what the certificates are about. And so in the School of Social Sciences, we offer many kinds of certificates and programs for all undergraduates interested in supplementing their education with skill development and enrichment. So the knowledge and skills gained through these certificates can positively influence students looking to enhance their professional profile in many different fields, ranging from business, education, social work, psychology, to medicine and public health. And just to let you know, there are some certificates where students don't have to be in the School of Social Sciences. So if you have friends or other people you want to talk to about getting certificates together with that aren't the same major, that's okay too. Okay, so certificates available at SARC. First, we'll start off with the research certificate. So this certificate is available to all undergraduate students. So any major, it's okay to get the certificate. And these are the requirements. And I put the requirements right on the left side. So you're going to have 2 experimental components that could be through Europe, see individual study, or directed group study, which is like a 199 class. And then also a research methods class, upper division writing class, and then a statistics course. And then to apply for it, you would probably also have to use the application that they have. And I could click on it to show you what it looks like. It's just the Google form. And I'll just ask you like basic information here. And then you can look through that if you're interested. Okay. And then next, we have the public speaking program at SARC, and that's a year-long program that will help you build and inform or influence and motivate your audience when you're talking to them. You could build self-confidence and self-efficacy as a public speaker through a series of interactive workshops. So this is open to any undergraduate students in the School of Social Sciences in particular. And for the winter, we're going to be hosting these in person at Social Sciences Plaza B, room 1222. And that's going to be on Wednesdays from 1 to 1:50. So the two requirements for this is to attend at least 4 out of the 5 general sessions and to complete 2 5-minute presentations. And there will also be an application to fill out, or like a doc, which is this doc right here. And it's also kind of like the other doc where it just asks you basic information. And also you'll complete which sessions you want to join or that you're interested in attending. So for this, week 2 is going to be required as stated here. And then week 4 and week 8 are going to be presentations. So out of week 3, 5, 6, and 7, you only attend 3 out of the 4 of those. And then next we have the Leadership Consortium Certificate. And this is similar to the public speaking certificate that we have, where you're going to be also required to attend for this one 5 out of the 6. And it's a 7-week long commitment. So you could attend as many as you like or attend as much as you like. And you'll receive no academic credit, but you will receive a certificate for attending. And all sessions will be free and this will be taking place over Zoom instead of in person if you want to develop your leadership skills. So signups are currently available right now, and it's also going to be through a Google form. Let me show you. So it has just been updated. So if you're interested in this, you can sign up for it now. And we're going to be enrolling for winter 2022. Okay. And then next, this is outside of SARC, is going to be for the social sciences certificates. And Michael's going to be going over it. So before he goes over it, I'll tell you, we're going to have I think like 6 different certificates. So the Anthropology, Cultural Competency, Chicano Latino Studies Certificate, Labor Studies, Sociology, and Veteran Studies certificates. And we wanted to note that all certificates here are open to all majors and undergraduate students except for the Sociology certificate. And that one's restricted to undergraduate sociology majors. So now Michael, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. So I'm going to introduce the Anthropology Certificate, but first I want to mention that, as what Kat said before, you do not need to be in these respective departments. Like you don't need to be like the anthropology major or like the Chicano Latino major. It's open for all undergraduate students. You just need to follow the criterion and classes set for each certificate. And I also want to mention that some departments have multiple certificates, such as anthropology. There's 5 different certificates, not 4. There's law and policy, global studies, economy and culture, gender studies, and medical anthropology. And with these certificates, they may overlap in classes, but some of them also have specialized requirements that must be completed for each certificate. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of these certificates found on the social sciences, you can drop them in the Q&A, or you could also find them on the website. So for anthropology, the criterion is that any undergraduate student may apply. You are required to complete at least 3 courses in its respective field of the certificate you're going for, and you must attain at least a 3-point GPA minimum in those 3 courses. You must also attend 3 anthropology colloquia and write 3 to 500 word report, annual analysis for each of that. The summaries will be reviewed by the undergraduate director. And then if you want a schedule, or if you're looking forward to the application process, you could submit a e-scout survey by the deadline, which is May 10th. And then for any further questions regarding the anthropology certificates, you can contact Tammy Hawksburn at her email or in person at the Social and Behavioral Science Gateway, 3200. So our next certificate is Cultural Competency, which is one certificate, but it's open for all undergraduates interested in supplementing their education with cultural awareness, knowledge, and skills. You are required to take a minimum of 5 courses, and the certificate is accepting applications year round. So you could apply for like next quarter or even spring quarter, and then you just have to make sure you take those 5 minimum courses. And then, just like I mentioned before, you could find more questions regarding to the website, and you could also apply through the website as well. And on the side is an image of what the form looks like. For Chicano Latino studies, they're open for everybody. And there's 4 different certificates you could attain. You could get the history and culture, social policy and issues, Chicano Latino community in a global context, or the social determinants of health in Latino communities. So for each certificate, you are required to complete 3 courses in its field with the grades of C or better, and participate in 3 designated university departmental events, seminars, or colloquia with a focus on the Chicano Latino community. Okay, please note that courses and events may not be used for more than 1 certificate. Students must submit the certificate applications and transcripts to Professor Glenda M. Flores online or in person at her office at SST 371. Our next certificate is the Labor Studies Certificate, which consists of only 1, but students are required to take 4 labor studies related courses, at least 4 from an approved list. You can find that approved list of courses on the website under the certificates program. And with these 4 courses, students must earn a C or better to attain credit toward the certificate. And then the applications are at the bottom. Wait, okay.
Sorry, it just went backwards. Okay. But here is the application Michael's talking about. It's also a Google form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So our next certificate, which we must mention that it's only offered to the undergraduate students of sociology. These certificates, you are required to complete 4 courses in its field with a grade C or better as well. Requirements for the certificates may be completed over the course of your academic career here at UC Irvine, so you're not required to complete everything in 1 single year. You could take breaks in between and then come back to it, as long as you manage to meet the criteria by the end of the year before you graduate. There's 4 different certificates in the School of Sociology: Business, Economy, and Organizations, Diversity and Inequality, Global and International Sociology, and Social Problems and Public Policy. You please submit your applications via email to socialstudentassist@uci.edu by May 15th. All certificate applications submitted before May 15th will be processed in spring quarter and not earlier. And then down below is a link to the site, because each certificate has its own link that leads you into what requirements they need and the application process. Our final certificate found in the Department of Social Sciences is the Veteran Studies, which is open for all students, all undergraduate students across campus. Students may enroll in 1 or more of the classes or to complete all 3 classes in order to earn the certificate. These 3 courses are offered in a 2-year cycle so that the certificate can be completed during any given 2-year period. So there are 3 different kinds of certificates: Veterans in History and Society, Veteran Voices, and Veteran Transitions. And what's cool about this is that these courses are taught by a military veteran, scholar, or faculty with close personal or professional ties to the military. So you really get that military experience and background into these courses. And then at the bottom is also the link to the application process, which is a Google form, I believe. It's a similar application to the labor studies and the research certificate. yeah, so there's the Google form, and then at the bottom, you could find which certificate you're applying for. So now we'll be answering your questions. I noticed that in the chat, there was a question. So this question is, where could we find the courses for different certificates? So you can find these courses such as the anthropology or sociology courses on the website through our site link as well. We have a segment in our website where it talks about the different certificates and what requirements are needed and such. And at the very bottom, it talks about the departments of social sciences. And then from there, you could click on each respective link of what certificate you want to pursue. So with anthropology, you would click on that, and then they would give you like a full list of necessities. And if you have any more questions, you could find that in their website as well. So our next question is, for these certificates, where would this go on a resume? So on your resume, you would have these certificates in a separate designated section. If not, then in education. Here at SARC, we can help guide you through that resume process. And for me, for example, my resume, there's not much I added when I came into SARC. Like I had a pretty big space at the bottom. So if I were to pursue these certificates, I could fill up my resume and have like a designated section that says certificates, which shows the qualifications and skills of a specialized specialized thing I have done at school, which would help further my experience and my interview, and like further impress who my company that I'm applying for. So just like I mentioned, another question we got is, why is this important? Certificates are important because they show your employers your further expertise in that area and how you became more knowledgeable in that expertise. Say like the public speaking certificate, they would know that you have the skills and abilities to successfully lead a public discussion. They would see that through that certificate, you have put the time and effort to improve on your skills and show that you can handle public speaking without any difficulty. Another example could be with the research certificate. It would look, having that on your resume, especially when you're applying to grad school, would look great because it shows that during your undergraduate years, you were going through different aspects of the research experience. And it shows that you have that desire and background to continue research through graduate school. So our final question that we have is, which programs would be online/in-person? Sorry. Knowing that winter quarter, there appears to be, we might come back full time, but it depends which social sciences. It depends on like the certificates you pursue and the courses you take, because I know some classes in social sciences are still staying virtual, while other classes are coming back on campus. So it just depends on what the department intends for next quarter and next year. And for psych, I'll have my peer consultant Kat answer that.
Oh, for Stark, which one will be online and in person? So for the first one, the research one that I went over, that one, it really depends because you need to do your own research, and that could be on your own time. If you have your class, you're doing it online, or if you're doing research with a professor on campus, that will be in person. And then it has other classes that you need to take as well. So the classes really depend on whether you're taking it online or in person. But then for the public speaking one, that one is going to be in person. I showed the location earlier, and we're going to share the slides with you as well if you need that info again. And for the leadership consortium, that one is going to be virtually on Zoom. And yes, the slides will be sent to you guys after the presentation. And for the other question, could you use some of the classes you've already completed for your GE or major requirements for their certificates, or do they have to be different? So when we go through the website, I think we go through that now. I'll show you where you can find the certificates, and then for the requirements, they'll show you what classes apply and which don't. So I'll click that here. So it's our SARC website, and it's going to be, if you just go to our SARC website, it's going to be in certificates and programs. That's where I just linked you to. And then these are all the certificates we just talked about. So if you want one from the social sciences, and let's say, let's go for anthropology. They have like a lot of information on their website as well, how you could obtain it. And then I think the other one, it shows you which classes, see the courses that apply. And it says 3 of the following courses. So all this information is going to be on our website, just in more detail, and it'll show you our updated schedule for whichever events or workshops we're having for the upcoming weeks. Does that answer the question? And if anybody else has any other questions, you could leave it at the bottom as well. Okay, great. I think there's another question.
Yeah, there's another question in the Q&A where it says, you mentioned that veteran studies was a 2-year cycle. Does this mean I need at least 2 years left at UCI to complete the 3 courses? So Kat, if you could go on the veteran studies website.
Yes, let me do that.
Yeah.
So that'll be right here.
And then at the very bottom, they mention why there's a 2-year cycle. Yeah, right there. It says, since many of our student veterans are community college transfer students, the 3 courses are offered in a 2-year cycle so that the certificate can be completed during any given 2-year time period. So does this mean I think what they're trying to say is that you can complete the certificate in at least 2 years of your UCI time. It doesn't have to be like near the end. It could be as long as it's just completed in that time frame of like 2 years. Chris, I don't know if like that was correct. If you want to like pitch in.
Yeah, so for the student that asked that, so let's say if you're graduating, I don't know, this spring, then potentially you might not be able to complete the entire certificate given the times that the courses are offered every year. However, if you are intending to be here for the next 1.5 to 2 years, then it may be possible given whenever the courses are provided. So something to kind of keep in mind. What I suggest doing is going to the schedule of classes and taking a look at what has been offered these past few quarters. Now, this is a pretty brand new certificate, just as of last year. So as more and more people hopefully take advantage of the certificate, then hopefully they'll provide a little bit more offerings and courses. But just note that it is pretty brand new. And if you did have any questions, you can also reach out to the director of the program, which is Dr. Anita Casavantes Bradford, and hopefully they can shed a little bit more light. And even if you maybe you're not interested in the certificate, maybe you just want to take some of the classes and perhaps you aren't able to finish all the requirements, then that's okay too. Just go ahead and take some of the classes and hopefully learn something from it. So hopefully that helps.
So I believe that's all questions that we have. If you guys have any more questions regarding anything about the certificates, please drop them into the Q&A now or in the chat.
Okay, if we don't have any questions, then we're going to close it off for our workshop. So I hope someone or anyone has learned something new today. Oh, is there another question? Oh, okay. Okay, there's no question. Okay, so I hope you learned something new today, and thank you for joining us for our workshop about certificates. You could always schedule a consultation with us if you have any other questions or want to ask more about graduate school planning, research, or internships. All of our information is here, our website, our email, and our Instagram as well as our Facebook. Just UC Irvine SARC. And the Social Sciences Academic Resource Center is available to support you and your student development, growth, and just future endeavors. So hope everyone has an amazing rest of your day and take care.